You don't know why they would do what?
I just don't know why they would build a building like that.
Well, maybe it wasn't done on purpose.
Well, I know it wasn't done on purpose. There's no way in the 60s they would predict or try to do something like this.
Maybe it was aimed at World Trade Centers 1 and 2, and their aim was a bit off. Kind of looks like somebody sort of got their aim a little bit off.
Yeah, but at the same time, someone would have, information technology, someone would have said something.
Someone would have said what?
Someone would have been like, we didn't. I mean, they did enough damage or whatever, but I mean...
Where do you think... Let's just assume that an energy weapon made this building, part of this building, disappear. Put some holes in the other buildings. Where do you think that weapon would be? There's only one place it could be. Come on, you know.
I'd have to do more research on this one. This is a lot.
Those aren't side shots. Those are top to bottom. Where else could it be but in outer space?
Why would they detonate something? Okay, say your weapon theory is correct.
On a satellite. It's the only place it could be.
Say your weapon theory is correct. Why would they do that in the name of politics?
In the name of politics? Perhaps that would be an example to the rest of the world, to Russia, to China, that they better play the game, because we've got a weapon that they don't know about.
Really?
And now they do.
So we did this whole President Obama disarmed our entire country, made a pact with Russia to disarm each other.
No, not a pact. We have a weapon they don't have. And we showed them how it works. Don't for 1 minute think that the people that killed the World Trade Center, that anybody cares about them.
That is terrifying to even think about.
Well, how about the people that were killed in Vietnam? Do you think anybody gave a shit about them?
Oh, I mean, I do.
Tell me why we're in Vietnam.
I still can't answer that. I think it was a kind of a bull. Yeah, no one can.
Tell me why the United States was in Vietnam.
Yeah, for no reason. I think that's pretty clear amongst most people, though.
Oh, no, I'm sure there was a reason. It's just that you're not told what it is. So.
Right. Well, I agree with that.
Right. So, the question is, now do you really think that killing a few thousand people would make a difference? When power's involved?
Guess I'm not surprised at anything anymore.
Okay. Remember the 7/7 bombings in England?
No.
They happened 9 o'clock in the morning too. You remember the bombings of the subway stations and the...
Oh, I do remember those. Is that what they called them, the 7/7 bombings?
Yeah.
I don't.
7/7. What happened on 7/7?
Okay.
So, how could you a picture of any of the terrorists going into any of the tube stations?
Have you been to England?
I've not, but I know that England is covered, especially London, with cameras everywhere.
Yeah, they're also covered in like Wimbledon. I've been to Wimbledon. And do you know what it takes to get to Wimbledon? Going through little Middle Eastern land.
I'm well aware of what's going on in England. I'm asking you, why do you suppose that you've never seen a picture of a terrorist who brought a bomb into the tube station? Because there's no such picture. Find one for me.
No, I've never even looked.
Why do you suppose there's no picture when England, London especially, has cameras everywhere?
Weird thing, though, but I guess it's been a while since I've been to London. I don't remember seeing one camera anywhere.
I have the answer for you. I have it for you. Half an hour before the attacks system in London failed and didn't come back to working until about an hour or two after the attacks were over. Want to hear that again?
No, I heard you.
There are no pictures of any terrorist carrying a bomb into a tube station. It can't be provided because the system was broken.
Because there's a lot of Middle Easterns in London?
What does that got to do with anything? The system was broken. The entire system failed everywhere in London, including the tube stations.
Not surprised.
Did you know the morning of 9/11 there were 4 military drills going on?
No, I was pretty young during 9/11.
Well, let me tell you, there were 4 military drills going on. One of them was called Operation Virgo. This is in New York. The drills, one of which was a simulation of airplanes being hijacked. Air traffic control was having their screens controlled by the military.
We have drills all the time, though, Jew.
Yes, I'm sure. The military that morning was conducting a drill of airplanes being hijacked. At the very time airplanes were hijacked. This created a lot of confusion. You can listen to the air traffic control discussions because they're out there. They've been released. And you can listen to the confusion when air traffic control knew that they had a real hijacking. And they tried to get a hold of other people to tell them, but they were still thinking it was a drill. Did you know that they had drills going on at the 7/7 bombings?
Oh,
Would you like to know where the drills were held?
I would, but I only have a couple minutes left in this podcast.
It would take me a second. The 7/7 bombings had a drill going on that morning by a guy by the name of Peter Proud, Peter something or other, who is the head of Visor Corporation, who were doing the drills. He had chosen to do drills in exactly the same 4 locations in London that were bombed that morning. The exact 4. You're an accountant.
I am.
The exact 4 locations that were bombed were where the drills were held.
And you're telling me...
No, I'm not telling you anything. What do you suppose the odds are of that happening?
If you were smart enough or stupid enough, I guess it varies.
Smart enough? How did they know that the Visor Corporation was going to be doing drills? And why would they do drills where they were going to be doing first responder drills? First responder drills.
First responder drills are not uncommon in the military.
In the 4 exact locations where the bombs blew up?
They have to do them everywhere. I don't believe it's an uncommon thing to do.
No, they weren't everywhere. They were only in the 4 locations that were blown up.
Maybe they targeted them because that's where their first responders are at. I don't know.
What do you suppose the odds are of that happening?
I don't know. If I were to target the first responders, who would be the first? Say I wanted to annihilate a population, who do you think I would go after the first? Probably the people that would help the people I want to go after.
The first responders weren't hurt. They were there, though, and they went from simulation to real world in 5 minutes. How do I know this?
I don't know.
Well, let's listen to the man in charge of Visor Corporation and his interview with the BBC.
We got 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
His name was Peter, what was his name? Peter something or other. Let's see. BBC Peter, what was his name? Where is he? Peter Powers. That's his name.
Very powerful.
Okay. Peter Powers. Let's see if this has his. The thing that concerns me is that what are we doing for the thousands of men and women actually who are in London working? And I say that because at 9:30 this morning we were actually running an exercise for over a company of 1,000 people in London based on simultaneous bombs going off precisely at the railway stations that happened this morning. So I still have it here at the back of my neck, standing upright.
To get this quite straight, you were running an exercise to see how you would go with this, and it happened while you were running the exercise.
Precisely, and it was about 9:30 this morning. We planned this for a company, and for obvious reasons I don't want to reveal their name, but they're listening, they'll know it. And we had a room full of crisis managers for the first time they met, and so within 5 minutes we made a pretty rapid decision. This is the real one. And so we went through the correct drills of activating crisis management procedures to jump from slow time to quick time thinking and so on. So that's all. I'm sorry, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand what you just heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't physically in the locations. They were running drills for those 4 locations, and precisely the same locations got bombed. What could the odds be of that?
Do they run drills in the other locations?
No. Tell me what the odds are. What do you think?
If they don't run drills in any other locations?
That's right.
Good. If they ran drills all over the place, that would be a little concerning. But if they run drills constantly in the same location.
Okay, you're back on the limb. All right, listen, Liz. You enjoy being on that limb. Be very careful. You're about to fall off, but that's all right. I have packing to do, but it's been nice talking to you.
You know, it's been great talking to you too. And once again, I don't know. That's the thing. You
No.
are gonna know a little bit more about this than I am. I'm not gonna lie because
when you start going out on the limb, I become concerned for you.
No, don't become concerned.
You're being a little Pollyanna with the thinking. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to be open-minded.
No, you're trying to be past ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning where I'm at. But just give me a minute to absorb this a little bit, because I have to absorb this before I can actually,
Well, it's a 48-second clip. Maybe you should hear the clip again. 48 seconds.
Do it again.
Concern to me is that what are we doing for the thousands of men and women actually who are in London working? And I say that because at 9:30 this morning we were actually running an exercise for over a company of 1,000 people in London based on simultaneous bombs going off precisely at the railway stations that happened this morning. So I still have the hairs on the back of my neck standing upright.
To get this quite straight, you were running an exercise to see how you would go with this, and it happened while you were running the exercise.
Precisely, and it was about 9:30 this morning. We planned simultaneously at the same 4 locations.
Oh, okay, I get where you're coming from now.
Not 5 locations. Simultaneously at the same locations that were bombed. And there's no picture of any of the bombers because all the cameras were turned off. Well, they were broken. They weren't turned off. But we don't have any pictures because the cameras are broken.
So it's just what they said.
You believe that?
I don't know what I believe anymore. Now you have me questioning everything. Thank you a lot, Reindeer. Thank you.
There you go. So my job is done here.
I have 30 seconds left. I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm going to go to bed, and now I have a whole world to think about and more reason to stay in my home than I already do.
This is the most precise your show has ever been.
Thank you, G, for coming on. Thank you very much for listening. I will be on tomorrow. You have a good night, sir, and we will see everyone very, very, very soon. Take care, G. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey, Ben's there. You should find Ben. Thank you, everyone. We will